Well, to find out more about Germans and how they're likely to vote, we're joined now by the journalist Paul Hockenos. He's written for Foreign Policy, the New York Times, and other publications. He's also authored a book about German politics titled Berlin Calling, a story of anarchy, music, the wall, and the birth of the new Berlin. Paul, thank you for joining us. With a little more...
Thank you for having me.
With more than a third of the electorate still undecided, if I'm not mistaken, is there a real possibility here for a shock outcome in your estimation?
Absolutely not. I think we know pretty much what's going to happen. I mean, the polls are clear that Angela Merkel and her Christian Democratic Party are going to win, and they're going to have the choice to form the coalition. I mean, there's also pretty clear that in second place the Social Democrats are going to come, and that they will have the choice then of continuing with the Grand Coalition together with Merkel, which has been in power the last 4 years. Of the 12 years that Merkel has been in power, 8 of them has been together with the Social Democrats. She knows the Social Democrats. They rule together quite well, and that would be her first choice. As was mentioned in the report, the question is really whether the Social Democrats and whether their members, their rank and file, will want to go into a grand coalition again for those reasons that were mentioned, that they fared very poorly, that their numbers have gone down dramatically while they've been in the grand coalition. So if they opt out, then come the questions. I mean, will there be a coalition maybe with the Greens, or maybe with the Liberals,
right,
or maybe with the Liberals and the Greens together? I mean, those are basically the only possibilities.
Let me jump in here about the Alternative for Germany party. Is it really any surprise, given how controversial her immigration policies have been, that they have gained so much support?
It is a surprise because it's Germany. Germany's been one of the very few countries in all of Europe that hasn't had a far-right country yet in its national parliament. In 13 out of 16 of the federal states, on the regional or local level, that is, they have entered over the past couple of years, and it's been quite a traumatic thing for Germany. In Germany, the World War II past is never that far from mind, and it is for this reasons that Germans are so concerned and are very often skeptical about right-wing or nationalist parties, nationalism as such, and so this is the first time this will ever have happened in the post-war period. So it's a big thing.
If they do, in fact, make it into Parliament, how strong of a voice will be factored in?
It's not so much the quality of their voice, I think, and rather than the volume. They'll be isolated by all of the other parties in the parliament. So there's really not that much chance that they're going to have any real impact on laws and legislation. But they're going to make it noisier. They can obstruct the parliamentary process. They can indeed be an irritant for Merkel and shift debate to the right. Don't forget that it's never been the case that this Christian Democrats, so Merkel's party, has ever had another party to the right of it in the parliament. And so they're not used to that. They're used to being the most right-wing force. So it's going to be a new situation for them.
What do you expect this new coalition to look like?
Well, as I said, it's up for grabs, but it's very important what it looks like. There are a lot of very important issues. Although it's been kind of a boring election campaign, you wouldn't know it. But I mean, EU reform is coming up, and the way that the coalition looks is going to impact what line the Germany is going to take on EU reform, how well it will work together with the French President Emmanuel Macron, and how well it will deal with Euro reform, and what way it will lean on migration. Merkel's a very important person in dealing with the new autocrats, with Trump and Putin and in Turkey Erdogan. So the coalition is going to be important in that aspect. What direction will Merkel be going? So that's very important to watch for that reason.
Well, Paul Hockenos, we certainly appreciate your time joining us from Berlin.